Today we're going to review a 1973 early Triumph TR6 with overdrive. This car, from what we can see, is largely original paint. It meters as original paint, with the exception of the passenger side door. Everything reads under 5.5, but it reads 8. So it may have had a door ding, it may have had shipping damage, something, but the door has more paint on it than the rest. Here it is, a Magenta car, red lines, low miles, great gaps. And again, as I stated, it looks like it appears to be original paint. The car is as straight as can be. Let's see, mileage is 53,000 miles. So let's take a look. First thing I'd like to note is the body gaps are factory perfect. There's the line on the hood, all the chrome's in good condition. We will be reviewing from the top side, and then we'll put it up on the lift and show you the underside. I certainly can't see any rust on the car. Nice red lines. I don't see a name on them yet, but they're probably from Coker. They're good, thick tread. Again, good body gaps here. Mainly this one, seems like 9 out of 10 of them. This rear end separated here, and we have big gaps. Look how perfect that is. Lovely. Again, another indication of a car that's never been wrecked or rusty. Speaking of no rust, here we go. Nothing here. Gap's good here, here. Chrome's good back here. Body gap in the trunk. Trim rings are bright, brilliant, not damaged. Again, good gaps here. The car has two needs that I saw immediately. I evidently don't have a good enough detail guide to bring the luster back out. You'll see it's a little cloudy up against these corners. Little cloudy right here, so a good detail guy, a good detail would make a huge difference on this car. The other thing I saw immediately was the bolster on the driver's side seat is a little weak, and those of you that know TR6s know that this material breaks down just from time as much as anything. You'll normally get them, there'll be foam rubber down on the carpets. All right, speaking of that, this entry seal is weak. It's been damaged here. I don't want to completely point out all the flaws because it's such a pretty car and has some nice components. It looks like from the interior, the only thing a person would need to do is get padding. Dash is nice. Engine compartment is nice. We will do a startup. It's early Monday morning, so we have not driven or ridden the car yet. So we'll get a fresh, cold start. All right, look how clean this engine compartment is. No rust in the buckets, no indication of any accident. By the way, for those of you who know, the paint meter did read 3.5 to 5.5. Again, with the exception of the door, and it read 8. Now, I sold these cars brand new, so I'm showing my age. And when one would come in off of a truck, if it had transportation damage, and a lot of them did, it would come off the truck and immediately go to a paint shop. Or, this car, of course, predates paintless dent removal, so if it had a ding, it may have been painted, so who knows? Probably transportation damage. Certainly no indication anywhere of accident, and no reason why they would just paint the door. No rust, no cracks in the dash, no cracks at the throttle pole or a choke pole. Nice soft top. Looks like it's brand new. I've not opened the trunk. I've not seen inside here, so we will take a look. Yeah, a bunch of parts. All right, I'll pull these out. I wondered, because the back bumper looked brand new and it looked like it had been replaced. Now I can see it has been. This is the original. Evidently was not running rust too much because we just have slight pitting on that original bumper. Original British Leyland radio, how nice. All right, I'll pull all that stuff out and we'll take a look at the spare tire area, and we'll also fire it up, and then we'll put it up on the lift. And even though it's cold outside, we're gonna go for it. Here we are in the trunk. You can see it's nice and clean. The carpets are nice. The cardboard's in good condition. We'll pull this up. Take a look at the spare wheel in good condition. I will pull that out and let's look for rust. There's no rust. I've seen this car on the undercarriage, but I will pull it out and show it to you. Okay, pleased to show you the trunk area. Look how clean that original spare wheel area is. No rust. Correct drain holes back here that's open. There's the jack components. So nice and clean in the trunk. And I think you'll be pleased with what you see on the undercarriage of this car. Okay, we've not done a cold start on this car this morning, so we've choked it. Power. There we go. Nice, easy start. While we're here, I'll show you the gauges. We'll go for a drive, put it up on the lift, go for a drive. All right, here we are at eye level on the TR6. Again, the reason I put it at eye level is because we immediately start seeing flaws in the paint that we didn't see on the ground. Now, this is an original paint car, as far as we can tell, with the exception of the right door. And now that it's up on the lift, it looks like possibly this may have had some paint here. Because again, older paint, there's flaws. Let me start right here. We have some imperfections. Again, we didn't see them on the ground. You can see them in that reflection of that light. And then here's another one here. So on the ground and without that reflection, you don't see that, but you do there. The main thing with this car is the originality. These by the way, these red line Michelins, or not Michelins, red lines are deep in tread. They're in good condition. All the wheels are in good condition, as are the trim rings. I don't think we'll see any rust on this car. I have not to this point. The nose of the car is clean. It has good lines. The hood fit is good. There are some rock chips here, as one would expect on an original paint car. Chrome's decent. A little bit of pitting. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Little bit of pitting on the front bumper. I would not replace that. Front chin spoiler's in good shape. No rust up in here in these pockets. I may go overextended with the rust or lack of, because I don't see any. Good straight panels, straight down the sides, nice gaps, good rocker panels. Again, clean wheels, decals, trim rings, all clean. So the more I review this car, the more honest I can be. It is a nice, pure car with the patina of being an original car with some upgrades throughout its life. Again, back to this door. Yeah, here we have a little run here. It's amazing what you see when you put them up in the air. Let's go on up higher. This exercise just takes me back to the point that if you have a seller on a TR6 and they're not willing to do what we're doing here, you're missing probably a good 50–60% of that inspection on the car. You've got to put these TR6s up in the air. There's a lot of pitfalls on these particular cars. Rust, wreck, mountings from the frame to the body, mainly rust and wreck. Okay, so we're going to continue with this particular one. The frame is good, it's straight, it's not finished, it hasn't been refurbished. You have the original drain holes here, 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 here. This is a real rust prone area on these cars. Floorboards are solid and straight. Again, frame is solid. It's not pretty and shiny from a frame off restoration because it's an original paint car. Any of this rust is simply a surface. They make a product that you can spray that on and the rust disappears, and then you can spray it if you so like, so if you so want to. Good frame, good floorboards, good inner seals, again, drain holes. Trunk floor we showed from the upside is good and solid. Exhaust is good. This panel's real thin, it has a tendency to rust. That one's solid. Boots are in good shape. These mountings are good. Old style shock absorbers. Original spot welds here on the body. Let's take a look at that front suspension pieces. Here it looks like we've got a new master cylinder here. All right, well, these aren't great. They're not good, they're not great. This is broken down here, this is good. Same here. We're gonna go for a drive, so we'll see how that affects. All the brake lines look like they've been replaced. Shock absorber work's been done on the front end of the car. These are a little weak, but still there and good. Those boots are good. All right, we look like we've got a pretty good sound car. The right guy that maybe want to tinker a little bit, he could certainly easily improve this. If you don't like a tinker, it's a great driver. Again, I get frustrated actually from customers that write, say, well, it looks like it has rust. Well, it isn't freaking rust, it's just a surface. Here, look at this. It's just surface discoloration, not rust, and you're gonna get that whether you're at the ocean or whether you're in New York. Doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna get that if there's humidity. Rust, to me, is disintegration of the sheet metal. That's not what this is. All right, this car also has an overdrive, so we're gonna take it for a drive and we'll assure that works properly. All right, I've asked Ken to